Peace to the gods, everyone. This is Artist of Truth, and welcome to my vlog. So, on this wonderful, magnificent, very, very comfortable Sunday afternoon, I hope everyone is relaxing. Reading a book, reading to your children. Today should be the day that is donated to family. You know what I'm saying? Just family. And educating your family about factual stuff, not allowing themselves to be caught up in the continuous cycle of buffoonery and coonery. So, here we go. So, I happen to be out and about, and I went to work for a little bit, and I just got off, so I'm out here waiting on a package. And before I got here, I got to the intersection, not too far from the location. And while I was sitting there in the light, at the light with all this traffic, I noticed there were some gentlemen out walking. Now, first thing came to mind was, what's the brothers doing out here? In a predominantly occupied area of Neanderthals. So, as they approached, because I could see they were coming my way, and then there were some over on the other side, in all four directions at the intersection. So one guy, he came walking by, and he was holding up this paint bucket, right? So the paint bucket said homeless, help the homeless, taking donations, New Life Church. So initially, when I saw homeless, I started reaching for my pocket. So I was just like, damn, bro, man ain't playing no games. He's trying to get as much change as he possibly could get. So all of a sudden, when I saw New Life Church, I was like, fuck out of here. Like, are you serious? Gods to be fooling me. I was almost tempted to roll down my window and laugh at his ass. Like, are you serious? Like, dude, are you serious right now? You telling me you out here getting donations to help the homeless through a church? Man, how much are they paying you to be a fool like that? That's why I just really, really and truly want to know. How much are they paying you to be a fool like this? I couldn't believe it. And the reason why I say it is because I understand that nonprofit organizations like a church that a lot of Christians, they'll go to, and they'll congregate and pray together and act like they're one big happy family until they get outside them doors, and then they go right back to treating you like bullshit. Them false, flaky ass Christians. Yes, I said it. I'm just being honest. But anyway, the thing that grabbed me was churches. All churches are nonprofit organizations, right? You do know that these churches are non-exempt, 501c. Google that shit and learn. That's some homework for you. So a lot of these churches are 501c exempt. Exempt from paying what? Taxes. All right. So it was comical to me, and yet I felt slightly offended, because I'm just like, really? The church is taking up donations to help the homeless, which honestly, The church should be helping the homeless anyway, without public donations. Because it's like, why you need our donations and you're not, and you're tax exempt? If you tax exempt, no, you don't need our donations. What for? You're federally funded, so no, why do you need why am I going to give money to a church that is allegedly supposed to already be helping the homeless as it is? You got all of these churches in your community, in neighboring communities. My thing is, if you really and truly want to help them, how about you moving forward to provide them with things that's really and truly going to help them, that is going to empower them to be better? You got some homeless folks out here that have some mental illness, and they're not getting the necessary help at all. But you want to come congregate a whole lot of people, herd a whole lot of people into your church, right? And then you take money from them. You know, you got these pastors that's living a lavish life, and it's like, you telling me that y'all pastors are that goddamn good that people are just paying you making six figures or something? Nah. A lot of these pastors are taking the money from the people, selling them false dreams and hopes, and telling them, keep praying, your blessing is going to come. And 10 to 15 years later, they're still seeing the same shit. But they are consistently coming and putting money into a 501c tax exempt nonprofit organization, your church. And those who are consistent and they are diligent, they are still dealing with the same shit. The same shit. Their situation hasn't changed. It hasn't. They say prayer without works is dead. Okay. Yeah, so you have a lot of hard-working, praying folks out there, and they're still not seeing the results. But you turn around, you look up, you see many results unfolding for your pastor. Creflo Dollar, he's one of them. Look, this asinine Negro had the audacity to request or demand members of his congregation to pay out $300 so it can help him achieve some aerial form of transportation. What, a new jet or a chopper or something, one of the two. And I was like thinking to myself, I was like, see, this is, if they decided to say, you know what, churches are no longer tax exempt because they making money off of the people anyway, and start hitting with a lot of taxes, I bet you'll start seeing a lot of pastors. They would not be going out there grabbing all that expensive ass shit. But the reason why they're doing it is because a lot of y'all folks are just so easy to manipulate. Simple. The government is manipulating people. And it's not like they're just hiding it. It's really in plain sight. It's just a lot of us don't want to read. We don't want to look up words. We really don't want to apply ourselves to learning what they can or cannot do, what they should or shouldn't be doing. But, you know, you fools continue to go into these nonprofit organizations. The pastor goes from driving an old beat up Buick to a Bentley in less than 5 years. It's like less than 5 years. That means it could be any time. You know, shit. Look up, he done got him he done went out and got him a brand new Cadillac. And as good as your credit may be, you might not be able to go out there and get that. Your car note might be higher than anything. His might be cheap. Of course, pastors, they're not going to tell you how much they pocket. Nah. If they were, if you could pry into their life and see exactly what they are pocketing, a lot of you all will be highly upset. You'll be pissed. You'll be like, man, I've been a fool all my life putting money into the church. Because it's like, if you know what, you can tithe. For those Christian folks, you're so well engulfed in it. I can tell you, you can tithe. You can go out there and give to the homeless yourself. You can help the homeless yourself. That is a form of tithing. There are other methods. You don't have to be coming up out of your pocket for $300 just because you don't know how to think for yourself and you are just wholeheartedly leaning on the pastor's word. And you have a lot of people who are doing that. And yeah, it's a sad case. A lot of them, they become very, very sore and upset when that information is being spoken. They want to get upset instead of remaining, instead of being open-minded enough to think outside of their emotional state and look up the information for themselves, educate themselves. Now, let me ask you all this. How would you feel if a motherfucker came to you and was begging you for money? Asking you for money now. Every time you look at him, it's asking you for money. Can you help me? Can you help me? Can you help me? And you just keep, after the third offer, you like, yo, what the hell you doing? But then you turn around, you see the same individual. They all, hey, they living good. They dress nice, have a wonderful home, got money in the bank. And they taking money from you. After a while, you get tired of it, you be like, God damn, I've been a sucker. And you living a good life. You living, shit, your life is better than mine right now. You looking good. You got a nice car. But you out here asking me for money? How the hell you gonna ask me for money? And out of the kindness of my heart, I give you the money, but you already got money. That's what greed does to a lot of people. And some people don't even realize that they are being taken advantage of. They don't realize it. Some people realize it, but they are so, their mind is so warped, in the matrix that they actually believe that, if I don't pay my tithes, I don't get into heaven. God's gonna look down his nose at me. The white Jesus is not going to love me the same as he loved the rest of his diligent, persistent children. Look, God damn it, stop being a goddamn sheep and think for yourself. Stop. Because the same way the government is cheating people, taxing people, when honestly they shouldn't even be taxing at all. But they understand, these people don't realize that we know they're human beings. But when they're born, we create a birth certificate for them. So now they have a straw man that they have to be accountable for. They don't realize that their freedom doesn't come with privilege. When you are free, you are actually that. You're free. You don't have man-made laws being implemented. Man-made laws that are being implemented by individuals who are holding dual seats, 2 seats, Senate and legislature, which constitutionally, that's fraud. You can't do that. You can't. But guess what? A lot of people are. They know exactly what's unfolding. They know what they're doing. They know they are not living up to their constitutional oath that they took. But it's all good because nobody's pointing them out as of yet. Or should I say, they know what the truth is, and when someone is pointing that out to them, they ignore it. So, the government is taking advantage of people, creating straw man for each individual who is born in this country. If you got a birth certificate, you best believe you got a cattle tag attached to you. Your certificate of live birth, your birth certificate, I should say, your birth certificate is being monetized. They use your birth certificate on the New York Stock Exchange. So what a lot of people don't understand is when you are born, you are automatically stamped with a value. Automatically. Your certificate of live birth is printed out on bond security paper. That has value. Think it doesn't? Check it out for yourself. But yeah, I sat back and I was just looking at it. I'm like, why would I, or anyone for that matter, be so gullible to seeing the homeless? Go help the homeless yourself. Go help the homeless yourself. Even if it means cooking meals for 10 homeless folks, you're doing your part. You don't have to necessarily rely on these churches, because as many churches that are around in your community, look, if you can ride throughout your community and count up 10 churches, that is more than enough churches that can come together collectively and help the homeless. They can. But they don't. Because every pastor is trying to monetize off of the people. Regardless of what they say, they do a whole lot of slick talking about, well, I'm for the people. I speak for the people. And this is God's work. Jesus has ordained me. I was like, nobody ordained you. Look, nobody ordained you to do jack squat. Who ordained you? Who signed your license? That's what I should say. But I'm getting some disturbing news. So I'm gonna wrap this up real quick by saying, stop being docile. Think for yourself. So in the meantime, in between time, stay in love, cover the ones that you love, and be mindful that your joy and energy belongs solely unto you. That is part of your that is part of your sanity. And you must keep that at all times. So, peace to the gods. I'll talk with you soon.